Hey, day two of 2.5. We kind of got one session tomorrow, so today we are doing another technical session with the launch, and then we'll do some high intensity pieces. Had a question actually from someone about the lactate testing and what we're going to do with the results. It's basically kind of interesting to see people's physiology change. One of the athletes, that was the second time we tested them, so we got to see good progress in their aerobic base, which was something we wanted to work on with them. So we did that, which was great. Numbers going in the right direction. At the lower zones, they're becoming more efficient as well, which is really good. There's some big steps on actually. And aerobic is good because it means endurance, which means faster. And then the other athlete 2 found out they had a very good aerobic base, and then they actually didn't produce much lactate. Yeah, athlete 2, their lactic acid stayed relatively low, but their splits were getting faster. They were working harder. Their heart rate was getting higher, close to their max. And they weren't producing very much lactic acid, which I've spoke to a few physiologists about this because I'm used to do testing. Some people, when they'd finish the test, they'd be finishing up around 15 millimoles, whereas other people, myself included, would finish around 7 or 8. And it's like, what does that mean? How does that affect your training and your approach? And again, generally it doesn't affect it that much, like what you would do with those results. It just means that your body uses a little bit more lactic acid. It's an energy system, breaking that down, and that lactate's a byproduct of energy. So it just means you use more of it, you produce more of it when you exercise. There's different ways that your body can produce force and repeat tasks, and yeah, lactic acid is just one of them, or at least is the byproducts of one of them. So just because it's high or low doesn't mean that you're better or worse. It just means that you're different, which is super interesting. But yeah, anyways, what we got from them is that they have a good aerobic base, so they're really efficient at the lower rates and lower speeds. So we might do some super high intensity stuff, super short, super sharp. Athlete 3, they were I hadn't done a 2K test in a long time, so we didn't actually know kind of what their fitness is. I had a guess, and we guessed that they were maybe 5 seconds faster than what their previous PB was, and it turns out that they probably were another 5 seconds faster. So the other good thing about lactic acid step testing is we can get some data, figure out what their fitness is without having to perform a maximum test like a 2K that's going to produce a lot of fatigue. You maybe have to taper for it. That's 7 days where you're not training as well as you could. You have to recover from it. You have to change your focus a good bit. So lactate step testing is really good because you can just do it in the middle of a training block without having to really change what you're doing. But yeah, that's kind of the results. Anyways, on to the second day. Technical focus again, pretty much for all of it. The pieces that we do second session, we're going to try and bring the technical changes up the stroke rates. So I'll get back to you at the end of the day on how that goes and stuff and how it went. But really important when you start working harder to not forget that you need to bring your technical changes with you, and there should be a difference between low intensity stuff where you're really technical, and then high intensity where I just have to work hard all the time. So no, you need to have that same technical focus as you're working harder. And I personally made a good amount of progression in my rowing when I really started to prioritize rowing well while working hard. It's a skill that takes a bit of time to build, but that'll be the focus for the second session of today. And chances are, if you row cleanly, if you row efficiently, you'll give yourself the platform to work hard, and you'll end up working hard without thinking about it as much. So I'll film maybe me in the launch, check in with you, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Goodbye. So yeah, just a good example. All we've been doing one weekend with one of the athletes is working on the recovery, working on the preparation, working on the rhythm on the recovery, blade work, how we approach the catch. And because we've done that, the catch has improved massively just by improving the preparation going into it. So often it comes down to the 2 or 3 steps before the area you're trying to improve. So get the recovery right and you're in a much better position to improve the catch. And we are just heading to Starbucks because the cafe is shut and they don't let you eat your own food in the cafe at the park, so we're going to Starbucks. And we're going to do some tech reviews, so just look at the footage of them rowing, sit down and break it down kind of together, similar to like the normal tech reviews we do, but just in person. So, and then we're ready to bring them up the rates. So day 2 is a wrap. We just finished with some pieces, 4 1Ks, 22, 24, 26, 28. Again, with the idea of bringing, can we row well, work on those changes we were doing at a low rate when we're going fast. It's not just like low intensity is for technique, high intensity is for hard work. High intensity is for hard work and rowing well. I think it's a big overlooked area that people think, right, it's just about going as hard as you can. You have to keep one simple technical area you're working on. Is it the finish? What is it about the finish? Is it tapping down? Is it taking the blade out square? Is it drawing through? Pick one of those things and bring it into your high intensity. Don't overcomplicate it. Just go out with the objective of in a session of I'm going to go as fast as I can while working on tapping down more at the finish or whatever it is. And again, you give yourself a platform to work hard on, then you really can end up working a lot harder than you thought you were. I think just that kind of focus and distraction for what you're actually doing can sometimes allow you to just work harder again. But yeah, everybody did a great job. Had a little joust at the end with two of the athletes, which is really good. I love that stuff. It's just kind of like, how can we positively beat the shit out of each other in a constructive way? We did that a lot at Edinburgh Uni with Colin Williamson and stuff. He was really big on that. Every weekend, you had to show up and put a number down. I think that really challenges you, gets you used to performing under a bit of pressure and a bit of competition. So you can do that on your own as well. You don't need other people. If you're on a riverless stream, measure how long it takes from this tree to the other one, time it, get Strava, get a basic watch, get a refurbished Garmin or something like that, and use Strava and make segments on Strava, time yourself, try and get 1% faster each weekend. Some really good ways that you can just make sure, you're transferring that progress from the erg and the low rate technical stuff into the actual high rate stuff. Yeah. Wrapping up the day, I might chat to the camera a bit more, but if not, adios has been really good. We got 2 of them sticking around tomorrow for one more session, just to be a super technical one probably, and then I probably won't film that. Yeah, adios.